we're live.
We did it.
All three of
Yay.
us are alive.
We're all
Hello.
live.
It doesn't feel like it though, because
We're
I'm fucking
back.
tired.
Yay! We're back. We're a team again.
Yep.
It's been too long. So much has happened in the last not since we all last recorded, but since the three of us recorded. I don't even know where to begin. John, you've done like 2 conventions.
Yeah, that's why I'm so tired.
One was Odafest, right?
Yeah, so we did OdaFest, which is here in Calgary, and then we did MomoCon in Atlanta. That's the one I just got back from.
What were some of the highlights of the shows?
I mean, it was nice doing the show in Calgary. It's been so long since I've been around here for it, so it was just kind of nice to be here and do that. Uh, buh, 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 buh. Like, I don't know, it was nice. Like, I saw people that I haven't seen in years because I know a lot of the OdaFest staff. So it
Okay.
was nice to
I
just
haven't.
chat with them, find out
It's
that
probably
half of them
been.
have kids. So it was like, oh God, it's
Jeez.
been too long.
I'm trying to think. The last time I went to Odafest, I think I was still living. Like I think it was even before college. So that was a while ago. Probably close to 15 years since I've been to Odafest.
Oh my God. They had us as a guest back in like 2017, I think.
Okay.
So it'd been like 7 years ish,
All right. Nice.
6 years. So yeah, it was wild, but it was good shooting the shit with people. MomoCon hadn't been there in a while as well, but that was one of our usual haunts, so it was nice to actually get to go there again.
Yeah,
Travel
you
was
did
nice
some
because it's direct
panels.
flight. Did
Okay.
2 panels, Q&A, and throwing controllers. Got to play in some tournaments.
How did Throne controllers go? I ask because it sounds like it always goes bad.
The Odafest show was perfect. Like, I don't think I could have asked for a better show out of that one. Like,
Okay.
nothing went wrong there at all. The worst that went wrong was someone plugged in a controller in the wrong port. That was it.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
And
And
that
then
was a
what about
pretty easy
MomoCon?
fix. MomoCon went pretty good too. I forgot the controls for the new app. So we needed to like skip game challenges and I forgot how to do that. So I was like, oh yeah, just kind of winged it.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, no, that one went pretty good. The Q&A had some awkward moments
Uh-oh.
because turns out if you tell people like only ask one question, most people still don't listen. But other
Yeah.
than that, went pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people just don't listen. That's true. Yeah.
True.
So,
Yep.
did you do any cool buying? Bought anything? Pick anything up?
Yeah, I got a couple games.
Okay.
I didn't get all that much. I didn't get anything at Odafest because there was like no game vendors really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
really? What? Oh, I guess it is more of an anime
Anime.
convention, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
like they had D&D stuff, but video game stuff was very few and far between. I think the only booth that had game stuff, ironically, was one of my friends.
I would assume like a
Uh,
video game trader would have been there. No.
no, I don't think they've ever
Oh.
gone to Odafest.
Oh, okay.
Here's some cool ones. Spider-Man and Venom Separation
Oh
Anxiety for the
man.
Super Nintendo.
Classic.
And
The better Maximum Carnage.
well, it's just because it's multiplayer. It
Exactly.
sucks in every other aspect.
Well, they both
X-Men,
do.
X-Men Mutant Apocalypse for Super
Nice.
Nintendo as well.
Also a good game.
Okay, very cool. Are those like
Yeah.
ultra rare? Because like I have no idea.
Wouldn't say ultra rare, but they were both like high end for boxed.
Okay.
I think everything else I think was more like mid. I think the most expensive thing I got was NFL Blitz Special Edition.
What does that run for?
I think it was sealed, so a couple hundred.
Whoa. All right. Nice. And the plane ride was fine. No weird travel shenanigans.
Plane ride was good. On the way there was great because of the WestJet strike that had happened, or
Yeah.
the threat of the strike that had happened prior. A lot of people canceled their seats, so I had a row to myself.
Did you like lay horizontally?
Totally did. It was great. It was great. Laid horizontally, read some comics. Lady across from me did the exact same thing. She just kind of stretched out and just
You
read some
read some
novels.
comic books.
Yeah, I was
and laid
gonna say.
horizontally?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've gotten an entire row to myself. That's the dream, right? You know.
Yep.
Yeah. The way back was back to normal. Like the flight was completely full, but
I got real lucky on the flight to Ireland. I got one of the seats that's right in front of where there's like a dividing section. So there's no one in front. So you have a ton of leg room.
It's in the bulkhead row. I think that's what that's called.
I don't know.
I forget.
Know. Paul should know, right? Aren't you a plane boy?
What? Yeah, wait, what? So I'm kind of out of it. I wasn't listening to the last 2 seconds.
Okay. Anyway, so that was pretty great for my legs. There was a toddler next to me. And he was loud.
You're talking about like the front of the plane.
Not the front of the plane, but like when there's like a dividing section.
Oh, like where the wing is?
No, you know how like there's a section between like premium and regular, but there's like the wall, so there's no seats in front of you. Is that bulkhead row? I forget.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay.
That's the dream seat right there.
Yeah. Too. On the way back, I had a middle seat, which was already annoying enough until the guy who sat beside me would not stop coughing.
Yeah.
So after maybe 30 minutes of that, I kind of just I went to the bathroom and just like looked to see if there was like an aisle seat, and there was an open aisle seat, so I moved into that.
Yep. Nice.
Sometimes you can just see an illness heading your way, and it's like, is there anything I can do to dodge this? Like, because it's right there. Like, I can point to it. Anyway. Okay, we got some video games to talk about. I'm excited about Paul's, so let's get into this. Top-down perspective for June 1st. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
John Wheeler.
And Paul, you bought a PS5 since we last did an episode.
I did.
Wait, what? Actually? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last episode, I said I was going to go the next day, and I did.
How hard was it to get?
I walked in the store and just bought one. In fact, I just said, like, I need a PS5 because they're in the lockup or whatever, and he knew which one it was. Didn't try to give me no digital edition or any shit, so that was good. Yeah, pretty easy. You can actually just buy those now. It's crazy.
Yeah. So let's hear your thoughts. Talk us about setting up a PS5. It's a big boy.
Yeah, it's okay. The first game I played was Resident Evil Code Veronica. That's not even a joke. That's the first thing I installed.
Okay.
Because when you set it up, I went into the store and I was just like, okay, let's see what things it recognizes that I have, what I can do a free upgrade on or whatever. And one of the things is like, you have like these Resident Evil games, like, okay, I'll download that because it's like a gig, so that'll be quick. And then the other one I was playing for a bit was Miles Morales, the upgraded version of whatever, because I played that on the PS4. And I had a taste for Spider-Man ever since that State of Play thing or whatever, that showcase. So I wanted to
PlayStation Showcase.
I just wanted to play a little bit of that, and yeah, it was all good. The big thing, of course, is that Astro's Playroom is on there, and I finally got to play that. And like, I knew that the controller would be neat, but like that thing is fucking incredible. Like, it's really, really good.
I want you to savor that feeling, because after
it never happens again. Yeah,
that's it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Other developers do not give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's basically just kind of typical normal rumbles that you've been used to for years. So
yeah, I think another thing that I really liked about Astro's Playroom specifically is that it's just a fun little platformer as well. It made me want those developers are making an actual full-fledged game, and I'm just stoked for that, because like they've proven that they can do cool shit. They're probably going to be the ones that do cool shit with the controller, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, that controller is really, really neat, though. Like, yeah, it's hard to explain even why until you actually feel it. That haptic feedback is, like, insane in some of the stuff it could do. Some of it is just kind of, like, little, like, or big whirs, but some of it is, like, so granular that you're just,
the
like...
zipper, I remember being a big deal.
The first big deal is when they're kind of, like, showcasing it before you even start the game, and they... shove a bunch of Astrobots into it, and you can feel them rolling around and stuff, and you're like, holy shit, this is actually incredible.
What about the triggers? That's new for you, right?
Yeah, so it's weird because I definitely feel sometimes like I'm going to break one of them if I pull it too hard. But like, depending what you're doing, like you're supposed to, because they're supposed to be kind of like a forceful click or whatever. It's supposed to like tension,
it's
right?
Interesting that they're adding like resistance, and it's totally new.
Yeah. It kind of feels like the controller is broken in some of those things. It's just like I can't like squeeze it properly. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. But yeah, no, that thing is very, very cool. That game is super enjoyable and fun and super nostalgic too. Like
that's the whole point.
Anytime I get like an artifact, just like, oh, I remember having this, or I have one of these in my closet somewhere or whatever.
UMDs. It's also pretty surprising some of the items they picked, like the multi-port for the PS1. It's like, why is this worth remembering?
I mean, it was a big deal at the time.
So some of the things that like I picked up, I've never seen in real life even. Specifically, like, what was it? The PSP, like, camera that would plug into the port or whatever. It's just like, I've never seen one of these in real life.
Yeah, like, I think, like, 3 games used it, and, like, they were all Invisimals or something like that.
Do you have one of those as, like, the one?
Do not.
I was going to say, as one of the 3 of us that might. Yeah.
I can,
actually,
PSP within reach, but not a camera.
I was going to say, out of anyone who might have it, I bet Nathan would have it.
I bet Nathan would. You're right. Nathan's huge in the PSP. So I should ask him.
I trust Nathan on this.
Yeah.
He's probably got all the Invisible
he would
games.
have one, but I just think out of the 4 of us, he would be most likely to have one.
That's true, actually. That's very true. All of the PSP like gadgets or whatever, I think I've seen like the weird network adapter one before. But, like, all of the rest of them, I don't think I have. Like, the microphone I never saw that you can, like, plug in.
I don't remember that. Okay.
Yeah, right? So, that was interesting. Just, like, finding an artifact and being like, what the hell is this thing?
I think a fun experiment would be, like, what would the, like, Nintendo version of these be? Because it would be like a worm light. It would be like the Game Boy camera.
Yeah.
Maybe the Game Boy Advance port for the GameCube.
Like, they're all Game Boy stuff, right? Like the GameCube had some weird, like little monitors and stuff you could plug into it as well.
It would be the N64 DD. That would be there. That would be one of them, right?
Yeah, like just weird shit that nobody really has seen in real life, or very few people
Canadian
have.
Wii, the Wii minus.
Canadian Wii. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have seen one of those in real life, but
John has one, right?
Yes, because someone donated during the podcast to have me go buy it.
That's right.
Oh, which reminds me, we got mail.
So. Oh no!
Wait, why do you say it like that?
You'll find out. You'll find out.
Okay.
Oh, holy shit! I'm so excited.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
Let me just hit the marker. Questions. You want to send a question? No, it's good. Did you finish Astro's Playroom?
Oh yeah, I played through it completely, and then went back and picked up whatever I missed because I needed to have that mural done. I needed to see the graffiti 1993 stuff or whatever.
I don't even know if I finished that.
I don't think I did everything. No.
I like that it actually just tells you where you're missing stuff, and you can just fast travel there and look around a little bit. Like, it was pretty easy.
If it does that, then maybe I did.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that, but I may have not even like cared enough to like look. So I will say so there's 4 worlds or 4 levels or whatever.
4, yeah.
The one with the ball is the weakest. You have to like swipe the touchpad. That's the.
I think that's the first one I did. Yeah. So like.
Oh really?
I didn't like the monkey. I hate the monkey stuff. It was kind of novel.
Isn't that the trigger one?
That's the swinging the controller so that you swing and then grabbing with the triggers. Back and forth.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one I didn't care for, but they were all fine though in the end. Like they were all serviceable.
I mean, it's also like anytime we get a free pack-in game, it is a rarity, so we should applaud that.
Sure, yeah. Even if it is a big advertisement, but it's not even necessarily like an advertisement as it is just kind of like a celebration of PlayStation shit and stuff.
Yeah,
so
and
it was good.
There's some really enjoyable platforming there. Like
It's good.
Devs are super. Yeah, like as far as advert games go, I've played Yaris. Like I know where the floor is.
We've all played Yaris. Don't kid yourself. We all were in on there. Yeah, no, for sure. It's very, very good. And I love that it's just a free thing to do on your new machine. It's good.
Yep. And hey, just know there's one more Astro Bot game out there. If you ever get all the items, put them together. So there is some more Astro Bot.
Like the VR thing.
VR one, yeah.
Yeah. I have been considering, like, is there a way to, like, hack mine or, like, emulate it or something? See if I could play it. I haven't really looked. There might be, because people do that.
I don't know.
For PS5s, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about hacking yet.
Well, you're talking about your Quest 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see. The other game I want to talk about is Bat Boy, because Bat Boy is fantastic, and if you like a game
is
like...
Bat Boy out?
Oh, yeah. It came out this week. It was one of the like 20 things that came out in the last few days. So,
going to
does that
the
include
eShop
tomorrow? Because a lot comes out tomorrow as well.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff this week. If you like games like Shovel Knight, you need to pick up Bat Boy. Is like
I'm doing it right now.
Is like my pitch, I guess. So Bat Boy is a platforming game where you play a kid or a dude with a bat, because you're the Bat Boy, and your teammates that you play sports with after school get kidnapped by Lord Vicious, and you have to go save them by removing their brainwash that he has on them to fight you. It's very Mega Man-esque in the fact that you go through a level, you save one of your friends, and then they teach you a new technique which will help you traverse and beat enemies in the next level, and you get more and more powerful. It's just fantastic. It's a super cool game, and everybody should pick it up. It's pretty cheap, too. Yeah, I don't know.
It's pretty cheap. What is pretty cheap?
Like $15, I think? Something like that?
Yeah, it is $19.49 on Switch.
$19.49? Okay, yep. So yeah, Bat Boy. Also, I played the technical test for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the newest upcoming asymmetrical horror tie-in multiplayer thing. That game is...
Does this one have Nick Cage in it?
This one, not yet. Maybe.
Okay.
Give it time. Give
why,
it time.
Maybe
why
soon.
would you even bother, as far as I'm concerned?
This one's interesting because you play 3 killers and 4 like survivors against, like, in a deathmatch sort of thing. Of course, the survivors are trying to escape, but having 3 killers in the family is kind of like a neat new little twist where each one of them has like a thing they do and a perk. So it's forcing you to act like a team, which is also why some of the games I got into were horrific, because this technical test didn't have any form of matchmaking with your friends at all, any lobby system. You had to always go with randos, and randos don't like to use mic comms. They don't like to coordinate. There's no ping system in here yet, which is pretty terrible as well for that sort of thing. But for the family members, you can play Leatherface, who excels at just like killing dudes, revving up the chainsaw, running after them, and doing massive amount of damage, breaking down some barriers and stuff like that. A dude named Cook, who is kind of weak in almost all things, but what he can do is listen out and hear and like pinpoint where the survivors are, and then he's supposed to be giving the rest of you intel. So if you have a dude who's playing that character and not doing some of the base mechanic stuff or like giving you intel, you're just kind of already at a disadvantage immediately. And then the other dude is the hitchhiker, who's just kind of this weird like gangly little dude who's able to follow the survivors through crevices and stuff that they can crawl through to get away, so he can keep up pressure or whatever. It's an interesting, neat little thing, but I don't think I'm going to play it again until it's out and I know that I can play with people that I like want to play with, because I can't do the rando stuff anymore. It's god awful. But
You're too old for that.
Yeah, I'm too old for this shit. That's something maybe worth checking out if you like games like Friday the 13th or the Evil Dead game that came out recently. That comes out, I think, in August, and it's different enough that it seems interesting. It's pretty violent in a way that some of those other games aren't, so maybe just be aware of that. But I think if you're buying a game called Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you probably know what you're getting into. Lots of little Easter eggs and stuff in there, too. It was okay. That's really all I've been playing, though.
Before we get to John, I just want to do some housekeeping that I forgot about. Our Wolf Among Us episode of TDP Plus is live already for people if they want to check that out. And for June, the winning game is Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp.
Okay.
So that might...
Nice.
So, John, maybe you want to just talk about Zelda.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll skip. Most of my time has actually been spent in Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. So I'll just say it's good, but then we'll save the actual breakdown for the TDP Plus episode.
Sure.
But I actually have not been playing that much Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because every time I see you online, it's Advance Wars, and I kept wondering, is he the only person not playing Zelda right now?
So I have a story behind that. So the game came out while Tim and Emil were here. They were here to record. Opposite top-down perspective.
And they forbid
Runaway
you
Guys
from playing
stuff.
Zelda. They said no.
No, it's quite the opposite. We went to the midnight launch for the game. It took a couple hours to get through it, but we got the physical copy for Tim, who wanted a physical one, and mine. I had the collector's edition coming in the mail.
Right.
So I was like, well, if they have the collector's edition there, I'll buy it and then return it, or I'll just wait a day or two. I can probably wait a day or two on this. In the day I had to wait, the guys played so much of the game, I kind of got sick of hearing about it, so I wasn't really super into playing it. I played a little bit, and then the guys clocked maybe 40 hours of playing the game while they were here.
I don't think
so
I
by the
even
time
played 40 hours of it. No, I definitely haven't played.
By the end of the week, I was just like, you know what? I don't think I need to play Zelda at the moment. I think I'm a little Zelda'd out just from being exposed around it. So, Advance Wars. I spent a lot of time in Advance Wars because of that.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, the little bit of Tears of the Kingdom I've played, I got to the surface, so I at least got there.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
Yep.
It's more. I don't know how else to describe it. It's more Breath of the Wild. But like the crafting system seems interesting, although still very Nintendo in the sense of like there's still weird restrictions you kind of got to figure out yourself. Yeah. The braking system what's the word I'm looking for? Stamina system, I guess, for the weapons, degradation, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. In lore makes sense now. I guess now that everything kind of breaks a lot faster, it makes a bit more sense to have that system. I feel like I am scrambling to keep like something good in my inventory at all times.
That'll change, and also you kind of want to like combine items.
Yeah,
every single time.
I'm like, no, I don't really want to do that. I like some of them because they have some cool effects, but I'm also like, I feel like I'm just like, oh, okay, let's just make this super combo. Oh, it got like 7 hits, and it's broke. But I don't know. I, again, didn't get very far. I've heard it gets better the farther in you get. But, like, at the start, I'm just like, I've got a lot of sticks in my inventory.
Yeah, that changes quick.
My kind of go-to usually is, like, anytime I kill someone and they drop, like, a horn or, you know, a tusk or something like that, a claw, I'll just, if I have anything that is not fused, I'll fuse it. And now that item is way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying, this in Tears of the Kingdom, like the way the fusing stuff works, I actually don't care about the weapon degradation as much anymore because I have so many fucking weapons that are like good at all times that I've found myself throwing some are like about to break. I'll just throw it away because I know I'm gonna get like a claymore in a second anyway, and then I'll fuse like a plus 38 thing on it. It's more of an inconvenience now just because I have to like press a button to go into my inventory to switch to the next one than it is like me feeling like I broke something I really like, which is kind of a weird change in how that works in my mind.
I'll also, because you weren't here when we first started talking about Zelda, it took me a little bit to kind of warm up on it.
I think the beginning's the worst part of the game. by far in this
Well,
game.
it's also because like a lot of it seems familiar, which is probably for the best. But like, it definitely like it's there's a lot more in going on in that game than you would really think off from the first like 5 hours of it. Like,
Yeah.
Like even just like the underground alone, like there's so much brand new stuff in it that Breath of the Wild didn't have.
Like the lore is fucking insane, and I love it. Every time I'm like getting more stuff, I'm just so into that shit.
Yeah, I heard they focus a lot more on the story this time around, which is good because it was pretty light in Breath of the Wild, but it was there. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I just got to get to a point where I'm, not fatigued and like actually have the time to sit down. Because like I want to play it on the TV, and if I'm watching something, I don't want to do that, so I'll do Picross or Advance Wars.
Totally.
And then like, yeah, then it's like my schedule's been kind of wonky, obviously, because I did a lot of traveling, and I spent most of the time that I would have been playing games reading some comics. So
yeah.
I was gonna just the last note on Zelda. I kind of went right for the first temple, and that really kind of hooked me. I really enjoyed that first temple, and then from there it was like smooth sailing after that one. So maybe don't explore too much. Maybe do a little bit of some story stuff for a bit.
I've been doing a little. I've been mainly focusing on doing not side quests, like main story stuff, because I've like a lot of people have been like, hey, like you'll get a lot of your good tools if you just kind of focus on story. And after playing through Breath of the Wild and like all the like the graces and stuff like that, I'm just like, maybe I should actually do that just to make the rest of it easier.
Yeah, that's how I fucked up, is that I tried doing like I tried just exploring stuff. Like I went to one of the towers and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this before like I do story stuff. You fucking can't. Like you have to do story stuff so that you can unlock doing the towers. It's shit like that. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do a bunch of story stuff until I feel like I can explore. And that's worked out.
What comics are you reading?
The IDW Ninja Turtles run.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're all in hardcovers now. So, or at least a bunch of them are, because I guess they're still doing them. I have gotten through the first 4, and I read the Ninja Turtle Batman crossovers, the first 2.
Okay.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I've got something coming up soon, and so I picked up a couple more to read through. So
Nice.
that'll be my next week. We'll be probably reading through a bunch of those.
I'm looking forward to that movie in August. It looks very good.
Oh yeah, the new trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah. And then my games this week was just more Zelda and more Star Wars, which I've talked about in the last like 2 or 3 episodes. So
sure,
let's go on to some news. There's a Madden movie that might be starring Will Ferrell as the titular Madden. Directed by David O. Russell, about the origins of EA's gaming franchise. Apparently, Will Ferrell is in talks.
Huh.
Why not?
I would probably watch this.
What if it has similar energy to the Tetris movie that came out recently?
Oh, then absolutely. Like, I enjoyed that movie.
It sounds like it might. Maybe a little more serious if O. Russell's doing it.
I don't have anything against Will Ferrell.
I do.
So I would probably watch this. I'm more interested in this than just a football movie.
Totally. That's very true.
So
I will watch this if he gets to make if the only thing that comes out of his mouth the entire time is Brett Favre. I will watch that movie wholeheartedly if he just keeps bringing up Brett Favre for no reason. And Puff Acton, Ten Acton. I think that was another thing John Madden was always selling on TV.
yeah, I wish I could mention like some great Madden quotes, but I'd never played those games. So no jokes here. In a more interesting note, the YouTube channel People Make Games put out a 2.5 hour long deep dive titled "Who's Telling the Truth About Disco Elysium?"
Man, I want to watch this. Actually,
this is incredible.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people remember, over the last year or so, a whole bunch of stuff happened with Disco Elysium and the developer Zaum in terms of creative leads getting fired, investors coming in and seeming like they stole the company through shady business deals from the thing, blah, blah, blah. What's going on? People Make Games flew to Estonia, went to London, came to San Francisco to talk to game developers at Zaum, to talk to the people. They have the CEO of Zaum, who is in a lot of people's eyes the bad guy, doing like his first interview. He's got interviews from the creative leads, their first interview since getting fired. This is incredible. This is
great.
Basically every time when one of these like scandals or weird things happens in the game industry, and I'm like, man, I wish there was going to be a book about this, but of course it'll never happen. This is it. This is literally one of those.
Yep.
I watched the whole thing. It is absolutely worth watching. Just the people he got in contact with, the stuff people were okay with saying and coming out and whatever. It's exactly what you want. I will quickly say there is no final like decision by the end of it.
Right.
And he does mention several times these people are literally still in court doing their own actual legal battles for this stuff. So it'll come up a lot like the people can't say stuff because it might impact the court ruling, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
So, but he gives a lot of good flavor and context around kind of where he thinks it ends up, why that might be. So I highly recommend it. It is super good. If you're a fan of, YouTube channels like No Clip and just, game documentaries, this is a really enjoyable one. So again, it's the YouTube channel is People Make Games, and it's Who's Telling the Truth About Disco Elysium.
I'll put it in the chat as well. But yeah, it's awesome looking.
Naughty Dog, I don't think there was actually ever a release date for this, but they have delayed the Last of Us multiplayer game.
Right. I did hear about
that was even a thing.
Yeah, Factions or something is part of the title, or the placeholder title. Jason Schreier also reported this over on Bloomberg, but I can only read his Twitter post about it because I don't subscribe to Bloomberg. Naughty Dog has significantly scaled down the team on its Last of Us multiplayer project, sources say, as it reassesses the game. Following Bloomberg's request for comment, the company put out a Twitter statement today saying the game was delayed. Yeah, and it basically says, we're incredibly proud of the job our studio has done thus far, but as development has continued, we realized what is best for the game is to give it more time.
Sure. Yep.
Our team will continue to work on the new project as well as our other games in development, including a brand new single-player experience. We look forward to sharing more soon. So, how much there? Like I said, I don't think we even had any kind of release window or anything, but it is going to be longer than you might expect. This morning, Facebook announced the Meta Quest 3 headset.
That's why people were mentioning that today suddenly.
Yeah, so this is a $500 headset. It's got more streamlined controllers. It doesn't have the like kind of circle part to it.
Yeah.
Along with that, starting on June 4th, the Quest 2 is going to be lowered to $299.
Okay.
Which is kind of funny because that's the price it was at before they raised the price like 6 months ago or whatever it was.
Yeah,
back
true.
to normal.
So I guess at this point, why would you buy a Quest 2? But I mean, it is $200. Anyways, Meta Quest 3 is coming this fall. It's got better internals. It's got a 40% thinner headset. This is probably the one you want. I know there's also the Quest Pro. I don't know how it compares to the Quest Pro, but that is a thing you can do. Though they had a Quest gaming showcase live stream today, which was a bunch of VR games, to which I say, who cares?
Yeah.
Except Swery announced a new game on that thing from his studio.
Again, who cares? I swear he's proven he can't make anything. So
wow. I will still listen when Swery has something to say.
That dude has a lot of really interesting, cool ideas and always makes terrible games that suck to play.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
If they were in VR?
It might make me throw up instantly.
I don't remember exactly what the name of it was, but that was like the one thing that made me actually like turn my head. All right, and this last thing that just kind of popped out of nowhere, like a few minutes before we were recording. Everybody 1-2 Switch has shown up on the eShop, and it comes out June 30th.
We've talked about 1-2 Switch way too many times on this fucking show.
Remember, this is the one specifically where they said like they didn't want to release it because it was so bad.
Yeah, I forgot the terminology they used, but it was extremely negative.
It was like it will ruin the company's reputation or something that.
I just think it is interesting that no fanfare, like no marketing, it just popped up out of nowhere at what looks, I guess, 4 hours ago on the eShop. It's $30, which is cheaper than 1-2 Switch. I believe 1-2 Switch was like $50, if I remember correctly, which is ridiculous to think about.
This one is 30 by the looks of it.
$30. This involves like a horse head mask. I don't know, just with this picture, it's a lot of people that look like they're like very excited. There's someone in a purple suit wearing a horse head mask. They also have a phone out, so I don't know if there's like phone connection. And the phone says go. Oh, but some of these people do have phones above their head. Oh, so it must connect to so you can get more people in the game.
That would make sense, to be fair.
That makes me think they're not going to fully utilize the HD rumble of the Joy-Cons if not everyone is going to have a Joy-Con.
True.
Why am I buying this then?
Let me read this excerpt from an old review of this. The mode prominently featured a horse who would give color commentary during the games. During the localization process, sources started calling the game horseshit as shorthand.
When playtesting groups received the game, the feedback to the development team was brutal. The target audiences Nintendo was hoping to hit, families with children, found the games boring. Many didn't even want to play through entire rounds. In the bingo example, one player would use the Joy-Con to mind digging out a number before reading it off the TV screen, a process that playtesters reported as tedious.
Different trusted employees within Nintendo were raising alarms that the game released as is would damage the company's reputation as a great software developer. All of these things. So that's a thing. You know I want this thing kind of, but I don't want to pay that much for it.
don't do it. As someone who bought 1-2 Switch and played it literally one time,
yeah,
don't do it.
They should be giving me this for free for subscribing to their expansion thing.
I mean, that's what the rumor was, that they were probably going to do that.
And I still probably wouldn't install it, to be honest, but at least I'd have that option.
I mean, that comes down to, like, how much is your time worth?
Right, exactly.
And, you know, at the moment, I don't have time for, like, bad games. Or maybe instead of bad, I should put offensive.
Right.
Ooh, Nintendo reveals new Switch Joy-Con pastel color control sets.
Yeah, I saw that.
I did see that.
Just before going live, too, actually.
All right, now it's time for some questions. If you want to send in questions, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
Oh.
Right.
When did this come in?
So, this came in, when did I last check the P.O. Box? This would have been right before I left for MomoCon.
Okay, so like a week ago or so.
So yeah, about a week ago. I got to make sure this is on camera, because first off is a Christmas card.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this is the correct one. And when I... Okay, so I need you to read this, because I need you to understand how ridiculous this was that I got this.
Oh no.
Dear TDP crew, last month Paul said that he would put a faceplate of a TDP co-host on his Switch for $100. Today I intend to deliver on this promise. Please deliver the attached money, $100 Canadian bill.
Canadian, okay.
and adhesive sticker and spare to Mr. Paul Fleck. I hope he considers my choice of image as tasteful. Thanks for doing this podcast every week, and best wishes to all. P.S. Can you believe that it's been over half a decade since we universally declared Undertale as the Eternal Game of the Year?
Wow.
P.S.S. No, I'm not sending a Hades pity medal to replace the Ghost Trick one. Well, it's our Undertale friend has decided to do this. So yes, they have sent me $100 to give to Paul.
Yeah.
If he's willing to put this picture of Sean on
Yes, I will.
on his Switch,
dude, for sure. When can I come
That's a
pick it
great
up?
photo.
it's a really good picture, Sean.
I look so fucking awesome in that photo.
It's pretty
It is
good.
a really good picture.
Yeah, I absolutely will. And not only that, when I do it,
sticker?
I'll play the Switch on the show so you can see that it's on there. Like, I don't care.
And there's a spare if you want to find somewhere else to put it in, or in case the first one doesn't go in right.
I mean, I do have a PS5 now that's looking pretty lonely.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, this showed up right before I left, and I was so sad I wasn't available to do the podcast. I was like, this is the one time.
That sticker looks bigger than the Switch.
No, it's about the right size.
Oh,
that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's
I haven't checked, but like I can tell from holding it, like this is roughly the right size.
Are you gonna put it on the Switch or like
right here,
dock?
Right here.
Oh, here. Actually, hang on. I've got.
I'll even.
Are you gonna take a knife so that
yeah
so that it can still fold out? Okay, good, because that is a really good
because
kickstand.
These are speakers, right, or something. Like I don't want to like cover up anything that might need. to breathe.
Okay, if you have an original model Switch, these are heating ducts right here.
I'm not covering that up.
Yeah. All right. So just to show this, here's an original model Switch. Here's the sticker.
I'll have to pare it down a little bit.
It is a little bit bigger. You're gonna have to cut it a little bit.
Okay,
trim it a little.
That's fine.
But it is roughly the right size.
This is so dumb.
Or does he want me to put it on the dock? Like, what does he want me to put it on? I don't give a shit.
I mean, to be fair, you do have 2 stickers, but you should not put it on both.
It does say faceplate of a co-host on his Switch, so I assume it means
on the
the
Switch
actual
itself.
System.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Like I said, you'll have to cut it, but whenever you want to meet up, Paul, I'll go hand this to you.
All right, fair enough. Wow, that is so stupid, but I'm so into it.
That's just dedication. Like,
yes.
I'm more impressed that they trusted us enough to give us $100 and not just be like, "Fuck you, free $100."
Like, okay, but I need to be completely real for a second. Like, I hope you're okay losing that 100. Like,
I assume so. They did that
because Jesus, I don't want to be in this weird situation where it's like, yeah, I didn't buy groceries this week, but I made sure some random dude that I don't know has a picture of his friend on his Switch.
I do.
Actually, I do kind of hope. I do kind of hope that's the case.
I like this comment in the chat from Howla. This is my Sean's themed Switch and my Sean themed Switch dock. So I always know where the Switch goes. This you just match the pictures. Yeah. These two things go together. And this is my friend Sean. This is not his Switch.
No,
you might be familiar with him already.
Yeah,
because of the Switch dock.
Hi, I'm Sean Booker. You might be familiar from me from Paul's Switch.
That's so weird.
Like I said, I laughed so hard when I opened it and realized what it was. I couldn't believe it.
The picture they chose is prime too. It's so good.
A really good picture they chose. I have to give them that. Like,
I was wondering,
like, that.
I was wondering, like, is it gonna be one of our like faces, like just the face?
I thought it was gonna be like a zoom in on our face, but no, it's actually like super nice, tasteful picture.
I did not expect it to be that photo that I tweeted. I don't even know what to say, man. But Matthew does. Matthew writes, let's say you were helping a child on their first playthrough of a Zelda game. They know nothing about Zelda. They encounter a Kuko. That's how you pronounce it. And are indifferent or excited to see it. Do you encourage them to attack it, warn them not to attack it, or say anything?
I wouldn't say anything.
Oh man, I probably wouldn't say anything too. Yeah, if they hadn't saved in a while, I might be like, hey, maybe save first.
Well, there's also there's positives to the Kugo because you can glide with them, right?
Depending on the game.
Yeah,
depending on the game. I think I probably wouldn't say anything unless I see them leaving. I would want them to at least interact and attempt some stuff. So I might say are you sure you're done? might be something cool if you hang out with that chicken.
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything. Suku writes, has a trailer ever given you the wrong impression?
Yeah.
Like, yes, definitely, but I'm trying to think of a specific.
Dead Island.
Did I think of an example? If I had a trailer talk me out of watching a movie, it was probably Terminator Genesis, I think it was. Because the first trailer I loved, I was like, oh, I've got to watch this. And then the second trailer gave up the rest of the movie. I'm like, oh, now I don't want to watch this.
Sure.
But then I watched it. I'm like, oh, I actually did like it. Never mind. Oh, Brutal Legend. That's actually an excellent example.
Brutal Legend got me really hyped for that game.
What about the Gears of War Mad World trailer?
No, I don't think that gave me a wrong impression.
No? Okay.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I think I saw that trailer after I'd played the game, so.
Yeah, that was kind of more of a late trailer anyway.
Yeah.
The Dead Island one super comes to mind. Movie-wise, I actually have a positive for this.
Okay.
Was Avengers Endgame, because that first trailer, all the trailers were only about like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and not like what actually happens, and that was a really fun bait and switch.
Okay. Interesting. Can't think of any specifics, really. I kind of try not to watch like the most trailers I watch is during like E3 or whatever, or like shows like that, but I won't go and watch a trailer for something because I'll just go watch a thing or play a thing usually. Especially when it comes to movies, I find that sometimes a trailer will just show all the parts that I kind of wish I had experienced in the movie first.
Yeah, that's why I stopped watching trailers for Zelda, for example. It's just like, I don't want you to give away stuff. Nintendo has a bad habit of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, like, they showed one during the PlayStation Showcase, but the only thing I had seen until that point of Final Fantasy 16 was that teaser thing that they did, like, a year ago or whatever, because I knew I was going to pick it up, so why would I want to watch things in this giant thing?
That's in like a week too, isn't it?
A few weeks, I think.
That's really soon, yeah.
It's soon.
And like Street Fighter dropped today.
Tomorrow.
Like I got
tomorrow, isn't it?
Capcom sent me a fucking giant collector's edition. Hang on.
Well, it's technically tomorrow. It's technically out right now. Also, Diablo 4 is tomorrow.
Well, Diablo 4 is the 6th because I'm not paying them $40 extra.
Giant ass thing Capcom sent me.
That's great.
Wow.
Wait, what's it on Xbox?
This is the Xbox version, yeah.
Okay. Nice.
It's cross-platform as far as I'm aware of. No, it's the game.
Yeah, but like, what else is in the box?
Here's the collector's edition.
Figures. Okay.
Yeah, the figure. Yeah,
figures, DLC, fancy art box, and art book.
Sick. That's awesome.
Very cool.
All right. Masterman7 writes in and says, what's your average cell phone screen time? In case you're wondering how to look it up, there should be an option in the settings called digital well-being and parental controls.
Tell you in a second.
My phone keeps complaining I use it less every week, and then when I use it more, it gets really excited. So.
Okay.
Well, my thing keeps telling me I need to turn screen time on in order to see it.
Digital well-being and parental controls.
Turn on screen time.
Wait, is there a way to an average? I have for today. Let me just see here.
Mine was off. So it hasn't been tracking it, so I don't have one. But I can assure you it's too much.
4 hours and 33 minutes, which is an hour and 21 minutes more than yesterday. 2 hours, 8 minutes on Twitter, 39 minutes on Discord, and 34 on Chrome. That's my today. Where's my... Oh, here we go. Weekly report. Daily average screen time, 4 hours.
Okay, screen time. Here we go. Wait, where's that report?
Hit the graph icon in the top right. Keep in mind, this week is referring to also when I was at a convention. So, like, it spiked a bit, like, because I had to kill time in an airport and stuff like that. Let me look at the previous week. Or I can't, apparently. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm not seeing an option to show the week. I can just go by day.
Here's what my icon looks like. The graph icon next to the
bar chart you mean glass. Up in the top right there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Up there.
Like you guys are both on Androids.
That's what mine looks like.
Okay.
For just the day.
Only 2 hours. Look at you.
2 hours, 20 minutes for today. But I mean, I was at work all day.
Oh, okay.
1 hour 44 yesterday. 1 hour 16 the other. About 2 hours. I would say 2 hours a day. Maximum.
It's weird I can't look at just... It only shows me the week. It won't let me actually do it otherwise. That's really weird.
And I don't have an answer.
Nope, never mind. I found it. I got it. I found it, sort of. Yeah, it looks like... Yeah, there's some days I have 6 hours clocked on it, but like there's other days I have like 2. A lot of it's just me like reading Twitter in bed or like flicking through if I'm just bored. Like, all right, I gotta check my emails, check my messages, etc.
Yeah.
Antime just writes, out of the 4 core members, who would be Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, lastly, Dr. Robotnik?
Nathan's Tails, and I don't know why. That just fits for some reason to me.
Sean's Sonic, I think.
I'm gonna take that as an insult. I'm gonna take any of these as an insult.
I'm probably Robotnik, I would assume.
What makes you say that?
God, am I Knuckles?
Oh, because I want to kill the 3 of you.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Okay.
That's right.
Or turn you into robots. Like, I don't really know what his thing is that he wants to do to them.
He wants to rule the world.
He just wants to stop them, I guess.
Yeah, he just wants to rule the world.
Oh, someone says I'm Sonic because they both start with S. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
that
how
makes
that
sense.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I get Knuckles by default? I don't know how I feel about that.
Who do you want? Like, I'll trade. I don't care. I didn't pick Sonic. I didn't pick the Sonic lifestyle. The Sonic lifestyle apparently picked me.
John is Amy. You know what?
That makes sense.
I feel about that.
You are Sean's love interest, so that makes sense.
Clearly.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can I be Rouge the Bat? I want to be Rouge the Bat.
Yeah.
Oh. I feel like your Twitter makes sense with you being Rouge the Bat.
My Twitter is Rouge the Bat. You're right. I'm clearly Knuckles.
All right, Hebrew Lantern writes, if you could put any celebrity into any game as an unlockable character, who would it be and what special moves would they have?
I want to play as John Cena in Tetris.
Okay.
He doesn't do anything. He just falls down and then he just disappears. So that
what shape is
nothing
he?
happened. No, he's John Cena. He's John Cena shaped. He can be any shape he wants.
Okay.
The problem is you can't see him.
Yeah, exactly.
You just know he's on the screen when
he just disappears. That's it.
And it just makes that sound every time.
No, it does that when you clear the line where you put the piece. So.
Man, that'd be pretty good.
That would actually be pretty good.
Any celebrity in any game.
I want to put Matt Berry in anything.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to think of who would be a good celebrity to put into like a Remedy game so we get some like FMV of them.
Danny DeVito.
Yep.
Anyone besides, I mean, because that's just across the board. Of course, put Danny DeVito in anything, put Nick Cage in anything. Maybe I want Matt Berry in Alan Wake 2.
I want Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto in like Mario Kart or Sonic's Racing or something. Just a racer.
Oh my god, I would love Fast and
Sure.
Furious tied into Mario Kart. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Christopher Walken in a GTA game, also a good option.
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
That'd be good.
What was that game that was teased at the Game Awards? The one that has Chuck Norris in it?
Oh, that came out. That's a Crime Boss Rockay City. Apparently it is miserable.
Yeah, I heard it was really bad.
Yep.
I've heard the same.
You weren't here. Did you hear about the Golem game?
The Gollum game? I heard it came out, and I heard they had to do an apology, but I don't know what was actually bad about it.
Apparently everything.
What was the yeah, like the Metacritic was at like 30 or something.
Holy shit.
Redfall devs are just cheering. Arcane is cheering. It's like, yes, we're not the worst.
Thank God, finally, the heat's off of us.
Yeah.
Am I next?
Should be.
Okay. VGC Kenny writes, a mystical being of undisclosed origin offers you the chance to make your perfect version of a video game in a series. Everything about it will be tailored to your liking. Once you've figured that out, but before the deal goes into effect, the mystical being then shows you how everyone else will react. Much to your dismay, it is seen as the weakest in the series because the game is tailored to you and what you want versus what everyone else wants. Do you still go through with the deal? Yes.
I mean, yes. I'd like to assume that there's other people out there that would want what I want, even if it's not critics. I don't give a fuck what critics think of anything. But so as long as I have fun, I don't care.
That's kind of where I'm at, because it's like in the eyes of the public, one bad game is not a big deal. Like there are other games these people can play. I get my favorite game or whatever. Like hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk like it's got to be like if I'm asking for an indie company to do that, I would feel bad because that could bankrupt them. But if fucking Nintendo just had one bad game that only I liked, like whatever, they're still gonna make games.
Totally.
So yeah, if it's like
even if it's indie, it has to be a game in a series. So they've at least made multiple of these. So maybe
it's true. Video game in a series. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pick a company that's like not gonna go bankrupt if this game doesn't sell. Basically.
Sure.
So yeah, that's my logic.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that was actually supposed to be mine. So this last one is from Dad, who says, "What's a game you'd love to own but is just on the cusp of being too expensive?" I'm a game collector. That's all of them.
Yeah, literally.
Whereas I'm not a game collector, so it doesn't have to be that pricey, and I'm already like, this is too expensive. I don't care enough.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, I'd love to own any game, but I don't. Look, Diablo 4 is out for people that are willing to spend $130 Canadian, and I'm not that person. But I would love to be that person, I guess. I'll wait 4 days.
Try to think, like, the games I'm looking right now that are kind of hard to come by. The Hotel Dusk sequel. It is I think it's only like $50. It might be a bit more than that.
It also only came out in Europe, right? Like it didn't come out over here.
It did exactly. So, I have to go like on eBay or whatever. So it's not super cheap, but it's not that expensive. But it's also like I have no time to play that. So like I really don't need to spend $50 on a game that will sit on my shelf for probably a while.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, exactly. I actually did look for that game when I was over in Ireland. Because they do have a lot of video game like trade-in shops that do still show older games. Couldn't find it anywhere. So, found a lot of Professor Layton used games.
Nice.
Not that I needed it, but
there was one shop I went to in Dublin. They had a bunch of North American games I was surprised to see there. But they also had like the cool Mega Man 2 box art version.
Oh, okay. Right on. And then nothing for you, Paul? Except for Diablo. You said Diablo.
Yeah, I don't know. Steel Battalion, maybe. Just because I don't want to buy that controller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and genuinely for me, it's like, yeah, game collecting, that's just, everything is too fucking expensive. Like, I would love to have box Little Samson. That's way too expensive. I would love to have Steam events. That's extremely too expensive.
Yeah. Sure.
And then even these, it's like, if I could just get them digitally, I'm fine. That would be nice. Like, I just want to play some of these games. I don't need to own them. It's not a big deal.
Right. Yeah.
Or like own them physically, I should say. Okay, that's going to do it for questions. If you'd like to send in questions next week, topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box, as you just saw. What's your game of the week?
Astro.
And Zelda.
Advance Wars.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.